So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create the pages. So I have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 links. As you can see, all of them are now linked to index.html. But I'm going to get 3D to link to 3D.html, art to link to art.html, script to link to script.html, contact to link to contact. Cool. But right now we have only one page. If I go to my files, you see these files? I only have one file. This was the master file. I'm not going to use it anymore. So I got only one file, right? I got a CSS link to it. I'm going to do a file save as. So I'm going to save this as 3d.html. Now in 3d.html, I'm going to keep the container, I'm going to keep the header, I'm going to keep the nav bar. You see the content, all this content, the content will be different. I will keep left content. See, I keep left content. I've kept the left content, I've kept the right content, and I've kept the footer. I'm going to make some changes to this content now. Okay. Now the image here on the right hand side. Let me start with the image and the links. So I'm changing the content of the 3D page. I might give it a heading under content. Under content, I'm going to give it a heading H1. I might call it H2 here. If I have a correct tag and I just close it, it will actually close it for me. 3D modeling and animation. Okay, so I get 3D modeling and animation. Maybe it's too big. Maybe, yep, 3D modeling and animation. Then you can have some kind of a paragraph about the software being used. (2014). And you could have your own examples as images there. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm going to get an image from somewhere. I'll just get an image. 3D modeling and animation, Autodesk wallpaper. So yeah, this looks like 3ds Max and it's all right. So what I'm doing is I'm taking an image and I'm creating an image for my 3D page. I won't be creating all the pages. I'm giving you an example of how to create the 3D page. You can use your own 3D. You've got some shields, you've got your own images. You can actually do it. You can have your own images. Now I'm going to resize it, image size. And what width do you think I have for this guy? The width for this guy is about properties. I'm going to have a check about what the width is. The width is 400. So what I'm going to do here is this guy's width will also be around 400. Okay. File, save as, or maybe I'll show you something in Photoshop. You might know it, but in Photoshop there is something called file, save for web, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG image in my images folder. In my images folder, I'm putting a 3D image. So you can use your own image, what you're rendering for your 3D class, the wireframe. You can take a 3ds Max screenshot, make it look really nice. Coming back to my page here, this fellow here, now my image, I just changed the source. Look at this, Travis. If I put a quote, browse, go to images, oh, and I stored it in the wrong place. I did not save it in the correct folder. It's gone into PHP intro. Okay, I'll change it. Sites, PHP intro, 3D. I'm going to change it into so now that I have it in the right place, okay, let me see what's happening. Okay, it is in revision, so I just got to make sure I'm in revision in the right place. Come here. Sorry about that. I just need to make sure, you know, that site that we defined in the beginning, and in that site we have our HTML files and we have a CSS folder and images folder. So any images we use should be in that images folder. Over the course of this semester we might make many folders, so we just need to be in the right folder, and then I select it, and voila, that's my image there. Now I'm going to save this. I'm going to preview this. So this is my 3D page here, correct? If I go to web, I go to the web page. If I go to 3D, I go to the 3D page. So the art page, art.html, does not exist. I haven't made it yet. Scripting page does not exist. I've not made it yet. Contact, not made it yet because there's a form. And when we do forms, I'll show you. Maybe we can do the contact now. So just like I built the 3D page, you can change the content for the art page, correct? You can change the content for the script page. I'll make the contact page and we will end this. Save as. I'm going to make a new one, contact.html, and I took note of what I'm saving it as, where I'm saving it as. Contact.html. Now in the contact page, I'm just going to have content, no left content, right content. I may have some kind of an image on the right just to be consistent. I won't have a footer, just the content, right? In my content, I just need a form. So look at this form. Or if you want, you can really use, it's got a very nice toolbar. You can say insert form. You can insert a form. It will insert the tags for you. It even has a toolbar somewhere. It just crowds my panel. I don't like that. Yeah, insert, and you can start inserting things like form. So this insert guy, I think I can pull it out. Yeah, so if you come here and pull the insert panel out, you get these shortcuts. So if you want to use Dreamweaver in GUI view, so I've got a form. Inside the form, let's say I want a text field. Okay, text field, name, next line, form, another text field, email. You can choose whether this is a required field or not. So that's a required field. You can make it a required field. You can put comments. Now comments is a multi-line text field. So comments, you need a multi-line text field is this text area. So just gonna change that text area to comments. And I can choose how many rows and columns it should have, 20, or that's far too much, maybe just 4, and like 10 or 20. So you can choose what should happen there. Finally, when if I want, I'll just go and add a button, and I'm going to call the button submit. Now when the submit button is pressed, what action should take place is actually defined by the form. You see the form, I can ask the form to call a script. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a title contact form. I've added a button. So from the insert, I've added a button. In the scripting class, we will do all of this manually. We will sort of type up the code in the scripting class. I just wanted to finish the contact page very quickly. So you have a contact page. Oh, button should be. So if I actually go to the button here, the value should say submit. Yeah, and I think there should be a submit button as well. Submit button. I will replace it with the submit button, an actual submit button. So it comes with the default submit tags and everything. So I'm going to stop the recording here, but you can see what I've got is multiple pages. Your task is to finish all of the pages, 5 pages. Okay, I'll upload these 2 files. See how you go with it. Ask me questions. I'll stop and I'll repeat what I did.